Okay, in reference, I needed to make this video. I am Maurice M. I am who I say I am. I do clarify that I am. Now, I ended up getting some anonymous tips about that there were some of my gang stalkers, even some from my job, even hiring them to try to actually mess around with my income tax. Now, a lot of these conversations, I am well of my rights. I do have the evidence. The only thing I need next is if they actually mess with it. If they mess with it, then I'm gonna be put on easy street. That'll be the last piece of the puzzle that I need, as far as I know. Now, again, I want to point out these are conversations that I was in, not out. I was in these conversations, not out, and these were anonymous tips. I'm not gonna, for their own safety, I'm not gonna announce who they are due to with this whole scenario being like the mob and stuff. But I want to point out I am not filing my taxes online. Not doing that. I'm going into the store showing my identification, proving that I am who I say I am. So if the person who they were planning to actually commit fraud, I've already got the listings of the numbers to call if that does happen, so I have my evidence. As far as that's concerned, they'll find out who that person is. They'll track to where it was removed from. I also want to point out once again, I'm not filing my income tax online. I'm not doing that. I am signed up to a online tax agency, but I will not file my W-2 forms online. I'm saying this, and I recommend other TIs to do the exact same thing, because they may, for all of you who are still working, they may be attempting to do that to you. They may be. Let me go back. Now, I'm stating this now as evidence. So so it be as it. So if this gets filed and I didn't have nothing to do with it being filed, then I want to point out that that is a theft. If it gets filed online, that's theft, because I don't plan on filing it online. I do have evidence that my phones have been hacked. I've got plenty of evidence of that. I do have evidence as to what these applications that were being used to hack my devices. The applications that were used to hack these devices was Amazonas. Amazonas is a browser hijacker. What this does is it allows them to basically see and do that of what's going on. So if the people who I think are definitely going to end up doing something about this, as far as how it was being tipped off about, then they're going to be in a mess of trouble. And honestly, I actually hope they do. Seeing this, they probably won't. But if they do, hey, I got my evidence. I may even be able to this may even go as far, if this does go through, this most likely, if they choose to do something about this, as far as like whatever they were planning, this could go as far as to maybe even spook my targeters too. So I'll just have to wait and see what happens. I recommend everybody, all other TIs who are still working, do this as your evidence. Announce yourself of when and what you're going to do for your own protection, because they will use the anonymous thing and try to claim it was you who did it, even though it really wasn't. So don't let them play those games on you, just for your own safety. Again, this is MM's TI Strategy Guide. Go ahead, please. Stay safe, stay strong, because I'm telling you, they will do anything they can to break you. They will do anything they can to slander you, to destroy your reputation, destroy your home, destroy your relationships, your families, everything. Don't worry, this video is not going to end yet. But there's one thing I wanted to point out. More and more people are waking up to this, a lot more, and it's gonna get. How if you ever watched the movie The Purge, you know how like there was like a very short few people who were like getting off of that, but as soon as the people who were being tormented, they had enough of that shit. They started fighting back and they beat the crap out of those people. It's gonna be a similar scenario to this when it comes to this organization, because they got situations where they're paying too many people off, and it's getting to the point to where it's targeting way too many people. They shouldn't be doing this in the first place, but it's targeting so many people that There are a lot more TIs out there than you think. They're in the billions. There's a person who did an estimate who was able to do an estimation. I don't know how he did it, but he somehow did an estimation as to how many TIs were out there, and it was in the billions. So there's actually like an army of us out there, but unfortunately we are just not aware. That's why they get so freaking scared when TIs actually start to communicate, and especially ones in the same neighborhood. They get real spooky. Like when that happens, they, like I mentioned before, they went as far as to use my aunt to have they literally give them entry to my apartment just so they could put more cameras in. I got the evidence of that too. And I took the first evidence as far as doing a sweep, doing my own individual sweep around here. I got the evidence for that to see like what was where and what was here and what was there, and it was just too obvious. It was too obvious. I checked both mirrors before, so it wasn't until like after she had let them in that those next cameras were planted in there. So this is kind of like a bit of a warning, even to my targeters. I don't even care at this point because I actually hope they mess with it. I really do, because if they do, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be all that I need if they mess with that at this point. And I'm telling you right now, the whole day they were spooked. They were spooked. They weren't too uneasy, but they were spooked. And the thing is that they don't trust one another. They do not trust one another at all. They do not. These gang stalkers do not trust one another because it's just as I said before. There's a situation here to where you got people who get off from the torturing, as well as people who just need just some money just to get by, and then you also got some people who are pretty much, I don't know if you could say, pretty much are just like soul, or pretty much actually are just afraid that they'll become the next target. So there's a lot of untrust. It may be like the mob, but there's a lot of untrust going on with that. And I'm only saying it based off the behavior of them that I've witnessed. So once again, I want to point out, as I stated before, I am Maurice. Maurice M. And I do not plan on filing my taxes online. I will not do that. I'm going into